He was handsome, intelligent, charming. The kind of man every mother would trust and every woman wanted to know. But Ted Bundy wasn't who he seemed. Beneath the smile lived something darker, a man who hid behind charm to hunt. He was born into a lie, raised to believe his mother was his sister, because his grandparents wanted to hide her shame of being an unwed mother. That confusion planted something cold inside him, a warped sense of identity that would one day crave control over others. In school, Bundy was quiet, distant, fascinated by control. He spied on women through windows, collected images of crime, and showed no empathy. At college, he fell deeply in love with Stephanie Brooks, a woman who embodied everything he wanted: beauty, status, and power. When she left him, Bundy's charm shattered into rage. He began hunting women who looked just like her. Long brown hair parted in the middle. Soon, women across Washington changed their hairstyles just to stay alive. By day, Bundy volunteered in politics, studied law, and shook hands with leaders. By night, he became something else, a cold, calculating predator. Bundy lured his victims with broken arms or polite smiles. He'd wear a fake cast, drop his books and ask for help, then strike. With pure brutality, he controlled his victims completely, body and mind. He collected trophies from their suffering, small reminders of his power. Bundy returned to the scenes of his crimes, again and again. Between 1974 and 1978, he kidnapped and murdered more than 30 women. His final murders in Florida were his most brutal. 2 young women beaten to death inside their university sorority house. After years of deception, Bundy was finally caught. His charisma turned the courtroom into a stage. His trial became the first public trial ever televised in the United States, turning a murderer into a macabre celebrity. Death by electric chair. Bundy's charm finally cracked. The mask was gone. Years later, on January 24, 1989, at Florida State Prison, justice waited. Crowds gathered outside the gates, waving signs that read, "Burn, Bundy, burn." Reporters described a carnival of vengeance, people selling t-shirts, some cheering and others praying. As the clock struck 7, the prison lights flickered, the switch was pulled. The crowd erupted, not in fear, but in relief. The man who once smiled through lies was gone, and with him one of America's darkest chapters.